Hello and welcome to the Business Spotlight Series. I'm Sean Schoenmakers, the owner of ActionCOACH Dallas, where we are helping business owners build and grow their businesses to ultimately improve their lives. Today we have special guest Eduardo Medellin. Medellin, sorry. Eduardo Medellin, and is the owner of Infinity Management DFW. And so he's going to tell us some of the details about what they do and a little bit about their story and interesting things about the items that help them be successful. And so hopefully we can get some of that information out to the rest of you guys. How you doing, today, Mr. Eduardo?
I'm doing good, doing good. Hello to everybody. Thank you for having me. Glad to share some of the knowledge and some of the experiences I've had.
Awesome. Yeah, we're glad to have you on. And so if it's your first time on the channel, for the viewers and audience out there, if it's your first time on the channel, be sure that you like and subscribe so that you can get more of the notifications when we drop more of these valuable conversations into the series and the channel. So without further ado, Eduardo, can you tell us a little bit, give us an introduction to the company and tell us the problems you guys solve?
Yes, Infinity Management DFW. We obviously concentrate in the DFW area. We are accountants and business advisors. So what we do is we utilize that accounting background to process the information and to really present the information from the business side so you can make decisions. So what we do is we chew, if you will, that information so it can be presented in different ways because different business owners see it in different matters. So the idea is to move away. We still present it in the profit and loss, balance sheet statements, but that's more formal. We try to give the owner a sense of how the business did, in the past period. For him to analyze it a little bit more and to make decisions to take action to improve it.
Mhm. Yeah, we talk a lot about on the finance side, budgeting and reporting. So, looking at the past being reports, and of course, useful to know what's happened so you can maybe then look to the future and make plans for the future. But a lot of people, of course, they don't have the reports, or if they do, they don't really know what they mean. So, how useful is it to have someone like you who can make sure they're getting that information and potentially organize in a way that they can understand it. So,
Correct. And it's very important because the numbers are the numbers. We're just translating to say what the story behind the numbers is. And
yes.
you'll be surprised. I mean, sometimes you tell the client, this is what is happening, and their perception was completely different. So really just having the knowledge of your business can give you peace of mind in the sense that, hey, I did good or I did bad. And also it starts a new set of goals, right? Hey, I need to change this and I need to change that. So what we do is we also suggest one or two items to concentrate on because, as part of the operations, it's very hard to concentrate on many items. So we do that part so you can really run the business. We use primarily the financial data, but we also use data from other places like the point of sale system, payroll system, and so forth.
Yeah. Making data-based decisions, one of the most important things. Many times you mentioned people think something is going one way, and then when we look at the numbers, it's not usually exactly what they thought. So, yeah, happens a lot. And of course, very useful then to have the numbers. If you don't have the numbers, you might as well throw caution to the wind. So,
Exactly
um,
right. We bring the tangible part of the business, and the owner just have to mix the intangible part to really make sense of the whole picture.
mhm. So how and why did you start this business, Eduardo?
I started this business in 2001, right before September 11th. So it was not easy.
Good,
It was
good
not
timing.
easy. The timing was the worst, but I survived. I can tell you that my first client hired me and paid me $10 an hour as a bookkeeper because there was nothing else. And so at that time, I had a conversation with my wife. I said, "Look, it seems like this is going to be the pattern for a little bit. We'll start taking up afterwards, but are you with me or not?" So one of those conversations. So We started in 2001. We have consistently had about 6 to 8 people on our staff. And the type of people that we have has evolved to be more of a accountant slash financial analyst, data. Now with systems, you can do a lot of with the data. And so we have evolved into that, but without losing the roots of what got us here. So we still do the taxes, we still do the tax strategy, we do the business strategy, but we also add on those kind of things. So after 24 years or so, we have had clients for over 14 years. I think the oldest clients that I had started in 2009, so that will make it 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
And
Awesome.
most of our clients stay with us for um, over 5 years. The average is between 3 and 6, and is because of that. Because we become friends. We become friends because we're talking the same language, and they have an outsider that is champion them, but also making them kind of step down and check reality, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for
So
sure.
that's what we all of us do in one way or another. We try to get that sense to the client to say, hey, we're here to help you, but we're going to hold you down to what really is happening in the business.
Yeah. Always good to operate on fact or the numbers versus fiction or guesses, right? So yeah. And obviously if your clients are sticking with you guys for multiple years, that says something about what you guys do. So being able to
Yes,
continue
and
to
we
serve.
try that. We always tell a new client, hey, this is it's going to be a long-term relationship without contracts. We don't sign any contract. So if you don't like our service, you can fire us. If we don't like you as a client, we can fire you. It's fair.
Yeah.
And so usually whenever we go past the 3 months dating period, then everything is okay.
Yeah. Good stuff. And so you mentioned, working with businesses and who primarily does your business serve? Is it just all businesses, certain types of businesses? If I'm in the audience, how do I know if
The
I might be a good fit?
So we are kind of a transitional team, if you will, because we get involved. We're more effective when the businesses are transitioning. So you have different cycles in the business where initially you're just proving the trade. Now you need to start hiring people. Now you need to get organized. So that's where we're more effective at. And then when you got to the 10 million, 12 million, and you want to keep growing it, and then you have to create different structures. So we help a lot into those aspects. So we always look for people that are willing to grow or looking to grow and willing to listen to different things because we're going to be saying, hey, organizational wise, you need to do this. Marketing wise, we suggest you go that route and those kind of things. So it's a little bit more of that. Industry wise, I had a construction business for a long while. It was for over 8 years. So I kind of I've been sitting in that chair where not everything is rosy, not everything is paper, not everything is written. It's just, not getting paid after, until everybody else gets paid. So I kind of have a little bit of that background too. So construction is a good area because the knowledge, I know that. And we do very well with complex businesses, meaning when you have a business like logistics, warehousing, transportation, those are desired industries because they're more complex and they usually require more data. For example, in a restaurant, you wouldn't have as many because it's the point of sale, the food, and kind of the menus already set and those kind of things. So wherever you have a more complex business and multiple unit business, that's where we come in. I've had the privilege of working with several companies that have franchises and developing the organizational structure and all that has been fun. So really, any type of business. but is going to transition or is facing that transition to come up.
Nice. So, what makes your business unique? Why do your clients choose you? Choose you again? Some of them have been with you for a long time. So, but why do they choose you versus others?
Because of that, because of the fact that we go a step further and we are truly advisors and we're truly accountants. So we're not in that space. You either have your CPA that is only tax focused and only does taxes and only does tax strategy. You have on the other side a business consultant that may not get involved into the operations. So we're a combination of those two where we actually get involved in the business and we help execute some of the strategies. So it's not that we're going to come in with a list of 10 things and here you go change it. No, we're going to help you change it. And so we really get really immersed into some businesses to help that happen because so that makes it unique in the sense that the proposition is very different compared to what you're going to get out there.
Hmm.
And it gets you the sense from the accountants that, hey, is more conservative than with the consultant that may be more liberal, right? So you have the two cents and coming together. So that's why people trust us and trust us for a long time.
Hmm. Yeah, so good mix. So from a marketing perspective, because obviously you've gotten a lot of clients, you keep a lot of clients, what's been the number one marketing strategy that has brought you guys the most business?
Word of mouth. This industry is very much about that because the first thing is trust. So trust doesn't, you don't buy it on social media. You can get a prospect in social media, which we're getting into social media, but really that's not what we get. So what the strategy that have really worked out has been the latest strategy where we have people that introduce us directly to prospects. We talk, we give them free advice, we do this, we do that, and we do a lot of speaking too. So speaking brings a lot of reputation and a lot of trust. So that's the only way that we're going to sell it. I tried flyers, I tried, all the typical, marketing stuff, having a marketing salesperson and a salesperson and all that. It doesn't work because they're not buying a product, they're buying the advice. So we are the ones that need to go out and mingle with people so they can buy us.
Hmm.
So marketing wise, yes, we do social media. Yes, we do websites. We do all that. We do marketing campaigns, but that's only the noise to me. That's just the noise and it's our resume, right? So whenever you say, hey, I had a conversation with Eduardo, well, let me go check him out. So, but really, it's truly the business has not changed. It's word of mouth and, you know, warm introductions.
Okay. Yeah. So more of the social strategies. Sounds like you're saying warm introductions, which sounds like strategic partners, like other professionals, people like that, or is it
Correct.
clients or
Correct.
okay.
Other people that do different things. For example, we're partnering with a person that does a lot of PR.
Okay.
And the reason we did that is because a lot of our clients need PR
Hmm.
and they're lacking way on that. And we made another alliance with somebody that does um, social marketing because that's what they lack.
Yeah.
So a lot of these things, retirement plans, those kind of things. So we align with other professionals to do that because, and it has been natural because I bring that service to the client. So the relationship starts.
Good. Yeah. Good stuff. I like those strategies. Those are pretty, I like the more leveraged strategies. And so many times those can be pretty leveraged, which we're fans of. So, as you look back on your journey, which has been for 24 years, quite some time, what do you think has been the most memorable or maybe the hardest challenge, and how did you overcome it?
The hardest challenge has always been hiring good people, and I think it will always be. There are a couple of things that a manager or an owner or a leader has to understand is that first of all, nobody's going to be like you. So don't expect that. So I think at the beginning, the beginning years, I wrestle a lot with that because I wanted to have everybody kind of do the same effort as me, and that never happens. So number one, people are not going to be like you. They have a job. They're not the owners, so they're not going to be like you. So hiring people and committing to the people, it has been the hardest part. The work can be done. The work can be learned. The experience you gain it, but the hardest part of the business is the managing and hiring people.
Okay. So how did you how have you overcome it? I mean, have you shifted how you? I mean, it sounds like you've shifted. Okay, I
Yes,
do like
I
this.
should I
Yeah.
should have to manage and I shift the expectations. So I spend more time with a new employee to make sure and gauge what that employee can do and wants to do. So you have to make it change that because otherwise there's always going to be a bump, right? So now I have employees that have 3, 4 years, 5 years with me. So it has changed because, yeah, at the beginning I was too demanding. I was, hey, how come you didn't get this done and those kind of things. So, and the other thing that has worked is, and part of the challenge was we are 90% remote now. So managing remotely is about trust and it's very hard. When you're used to an office that you just call somebody, hey, I'm looking for this and this and this. Now you can't reach out the screen and say, hey, I'm looking for this, right?
Mhm.
So you need to give them time and you need to give them parameters and those kind of things. So it's a lot harder to manage, and but you kind of start learning what to expect from people. So more than anything, we changed our way of looking at the new hires. Before it was more of a years of experience and all that, and really now it's more of a attitude and want to more than
Mhm.
anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear that adage, hire the person, train the skill, or hire the character, train the skill, that kind of stuff. But I feel like it
Correct.
doesn't sink in until you like experience it, and then you're like, oh, that's yeah, I see why people say that.
Correct.
So,
And the other thing you have to understand is when you have to let somebody go, you have to let somebody go. Don't think it over. If it's affecting the other people, don't make excuses. You have to do it. So
mhm.
you have to kind of protect that environment that you're creating from the bad guys. So if you make a bad hire, that's gonna impact the rest of the people.
Yeah, there's a exercise. I don't know if you've heard of it or seen it, but you take a clean bowl of water and then you drop a little drop of red dye in it, and you could see, of course, it spreads amongst the water, and it's kind of a similar visual as to what can happen if you have a bad team member or someone who's got a bad attitude or is just corrosive, and then all of a sudden they start spreading amongst the other team, right? So it's a good kind of
Right.
reminder of how things can spread. Because then that water is red and it's not clear anymore, just like the
Yeah.
team. So
It's
yeah,
muddy.
yeah,
So there's nothing is clear anymore.
yeah. If you were to start everything over today, which I know you've made some shifts, you mentioned being remote, things like that. If you were to restart the company today, knowing what you know or knowing what you learned the last 24 years, what would you do different?
I would have accelerated the growth by having more either mentors or professionals to help me. When you're 30 years old and so forth, you're too naive and you're thinking that you can do it all, and you don't listen. So if I were to change it, I will listen and I would have implemented technology, although back then the technology is not the same as here. I would
Hmm.
have implemented technology faster.
Okay. Any particular technology or just technology overall?
Just technology overall. I mean, things work for different people. But overall, you need improvements in the processing. You need improvements in the life of people. I mean, so if you're going to spend 10 hours, you need to spend 10 hours and it has to be the most productive time. So if you're wasting time because a computer that costs you $100, the CPU is not giving you enough, hey, spend another $300 on it because that's going to be more proactive. So back then it was, and I think, a lot of the technology changes made it the way it is now. But back then it was not as easy. When you bought another computer, it was not as easy. You had to set it up. You had to do a lot of stuff. Nowadays, I mean, you take these things, you toss it, and you put the new
Yeah.
one, and off you go, right?
Yeah.
So, but I would have implemented technology faster.
Yeah. I swapped computers earlier this year, and I usually keep my computers for a bit of time, take care of them, whatever. But when I swapped it out, same thing. I realized I was like, oh, that wasn't that hard because now we have profiles and like the sites you usually go to, they just transfer. It's like oh, and the data transfers a lot faster these days, things like that. So it's like oh, that wasn't as painful as I remember it to be. So yeah, it's gotten a lot
Right,
easier.
that
I agree.
and everything is web-based, right?
Yeah.
So there's really not a whole lot in the computer.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're logging
So
in
it's just the
versus,
connection.
yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot easier. Before it was, oh no, I have to back up all this stuff, and so it was a little bit
Right.
more complicated, but it needed to be done. I think that for other business owners, you probably nowadays you need to replace your equipment once a year.
Yeah.
Because now they were telling me that they're coming with a new Samsung with AI. And so I'm gonna swap it pretty quick here. Mine has about 3 years
Yeah.
and it has all kinds of stuff, which is one of the things that we're gonna implement next,
Yeah.
AI. So if you're one of our clients, in about 6 months, you're gonna get a voice clip that's gonna tell you how your business did based on the numbers, how your business did last period. So it'd be pretty
Nice.
cool. It'd
Yeah.
be pretty cool, but we have to implement all that technology.
Yeah. So actually, this is going to be one of our next questions, which we usually ask, of course, which is what's one of your next goals, or what's your big next goal or milestone?
So then we're in the process of transforming, giving access to the databases to all our clients. So the clients are not going to get a financial anymore. They're just going to get a notification that their financials are ready. And these are going to be dynamic reports. So you'll be able to see 3 years comparisons, all that kind of stuff you'll be able to see. And the next step is to create KPIs, for example. So what makes your business tick? Give me 10 things that make your business tick, and I'll get the data and throw the data against that benchmark and give you your KPIs. And that KPIs are going to be the voice clip that I'm going to send you. And it's going to say, hey, you told me that you needed to sell $100,000. Did you get to $100,000 or not? So that's the whole thing. And we're introducing market data. So we're going to be able to benchmark your business against other business in the industry and against other businesses in the area.
Hmm.
So not only is going to be your benchmark, but it's going to be the benchmark of the industry. So you're going to get comparisons of your data, comparing everybody against what you had and against what the industry says. So that's going to take us another 6 months, and technology is developing rapidly.
Hmm.
So we're going to implement also AI where you can talk to the database and say, hey, what was my margin in May 2024?
Yeah.
And you'll be able to bring it to you.
Nice.
So that'll
Um,
be that'll be pretty cool. We'll get into well, we called it back then the Star Trek era, right?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
What data are you guys, or are you harvesting data? Or are you using a database to get to some of those like industry metrics, things like that, or how are you
right, so
guys?
we're harvesting data and we're creating data. So one of the things is we have all the data from the business, and we aggregate a lot of data. So right now we're not using all of the data, we're not analyzing all the data, but we're aggregating it.
Gotcha.
And now there are places where you can go get the data and start creating your own sense of it. So some of it is go get me that database, and some of it is go check to see how the companies are doing. But we're already making those questions. We're putting those questions out to AI
Yeah.
so we can start getting feedback on it.
Cool. Yeah, I've seen there's various books and reference materials you can look at for profit margins and multiples, depending on industries and that kind of stuff. But it's like, it's a physical book, right? That
Right.
you gotta buy and read or look at. So having it at your fingertips would be rather useful. So, um,
Yeah.
well, one last question before our last question. If others want to learn more about your business, Eduardo, or they want to get in contact, how can they do that?
They either go to, well, the first thing is you can go directly to me. You can give me a text. My number is 214-882-9203. And just tell me, hey, just want to have a 5-10 minute conversation with you. See if that, it would be a fit with me or so forth. Or, hey, I have a question about this. And I'll tell you, hey, I'm free this time and all that. We can do it that way. So that's perfect. I mean, that works very good, especially for a small request. You can send me an email, emedellin@infinity-management.com, and I will answer it back every day. And lastly, you can go, well, two things. You can go to the website, to the company website, which is infinity-management.com. You can see our different offerings there and so forth. And you can also check me out on my personal website, which is eduardomedellindfw.com.
There you go. Plenty of
So the
options.
Eduardo Medellin has a little bit more of the innovative ideas, some of the things that I've seen in the businesses, and some of the things that I would like to implement, if you will.
Mhm.
Uh, Off the wall ideas, very conservative ideas, so you can check them out there.
Cool. Sounds good. And do any special offers that you'd like to offer any listeners?
Yeah, so we have basic packages. Real quick, we have this startup package where we give you one of the tools that we're using so you can get your back transactions and quickly categorize them and all that so you can do your own accounting. Then we have the basic package, which is the accounting, tax, and all the other stuff. But if you really want to partner with us, I can give you, before we sign anything, I can give you a 1 week consultation for free.
Hmm, awesome.
So, we can talk for a week and see if it fits. And, you can take advantage of that and say, hey, Eduardo, you gave me a lot of ideas. I'm going to implement three of
Yeah.
them and I won't see you again.
Peace.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. But yes, 1 free week of consultation. And it's not gonna be like, 30 minutes here, there. It's up to you. I like boards, whiteboards. So if you invite me to your company, we can pull it all up there and make sense of what you want to do next.
Nice. Good stuff. So hopefully the folks reach out to all those methods you gave them so they can take advantage. And we appreciate you hopping on with us, Eduardo, and giving us a lot of the details about what you guys are doing and some of the things that have helped you guys achieve your level of success. So I want to say thank you, sir. And thanks to the audience for, of course, watching and hopefully sharing and taking in some of the information that Eduardo was willing to share with us. And outside of that, we're going to say thanks again and make it a great day.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite. Thank you to
Yes,
the
sir.
audience.